my name is Krista Burris and I'm running for school board because I want every student in our district to have access to a high-quality education. I live in Iowa City and have 2 sons in the district and thus have a vested interest in the success of our schools. But more importantly, as a community member, I know how important a high-quality education is for opening doors for each of our students to have a successful and rewarding life. This is good for each and every one of those students, but it's also good for our community, as a strong educational system promotes economic growth locally. My training as an educational researcher will bring an important and unique skill set to the board. For the last 15 years, my job has been to look at the data, to look at educational data and how that impacts life outcomes, to see how opportunity and access to rigorous courses leads to academic preparation, which in turn leads to going on to college or getting a job. I've been doing this at the national level, and I want to use my skills and expertise to support our local community. If elected, I will focus on 3 broad areas: student achievement, equity, and the whole child, using data and science to drive my decision-making. In terms of student achievement, I will advocate for the allocation of resources to promote learner outcomes. Every student in our district should be on track for college and career readiness, starting in kindergarten through high school graduation. In terms of equity, I want to build on the diversity and equity inclusion plan. I want to close those opportunity and achievement gaps that we see in the data, and I want to support the diversity of staff that we have teaching our children. Our teachers should reflect our community. And finally, for a whole child, building on the portrait of a graduate, I will advocate for social emotional learning and career guidance, because our students need to not only leave the district academically prepared, but they need to be well-rounded, life-ready individuals. Thank you for your time.
Hello, my name is Jane Finch and I am asking for your support in the upcoming school board election on Tuesday, November 2nd. I am a native Iowan and UI alumnus and have lived in the Iowa City area for 30 years. I have worked as a physician assistant for the past 26 years, most of that time in the field of hematology-oncology at the VA and in private practice. 6 years ago, I took a position in otolaryngology at the VA, where I work today. My husband and I live in Coralville with our 2 sons, who both attend West High School. I am seeking a seat on the ICCSD Board of Directors because it is a natural next step in my work advocating for equity and improving the learning experience for all of our students. My focus is on the whole child and maintaining high-quality instruction in the classroom, improving school climate and culture, incorporating more social-emotional learning, and mental health supports. I first got involved at the district level around 4 years ago to shift the district's discipline policies towards a more growth-minded and restorative approach. To this end, I joined the district's Equity Advisory Committee and trained to become a Restorative Justice Circle facilitator. During my tenure on the committee, I also served on the development team for the CARE Assessment Program and also the School Improvement Advisory Committee. Through my involvement with these endeavors, I built relationships with parents, teachers, and administrators, and worked effectively with district leadership to effect new policies. Many of the changes for which I have been advocated are now included in the district's social emotional behavioral health and Rethinking School Discipline document, which was unveiled in July. My grassroots campaign involves stakeholders from all corners of the district, all backgrounds and walks of life. I do not represent any single special interest group or any geographic area. I am running to advocate for all students. With that said, I will listen with an open mind and a fair mind to understand and, when possible, take action to effect positive change. I am the type of person who likes to get things done. Our district is fortunate to have a very strong tradition in public education. Our students have tremendous opportunities which are made possible by the support of our dedicated staff and phenomenal community. If elected, I will work with district stakeholders at all levels to nurture every child's achievement and make our district a place that is welcoming for all.
Greetings, Iowa Cityans, and thank you for this opportunity to speak with you about my candidacy for the upcoming Iowa City Community School District School Board election. I'm Ruthina Malone, member of the Iowa City Community School District School Board, and I'm asking you to re-elect me for a second term this November because I want to continue fulfilling the work that I started when you elected me in 2017. Over the last 4 years, I've worked with the other school board members to build a good working relationship with our students, families, and staff, and the Iowa City community as a whole. Our board has worked to address some inequalities that our marginalized students have felt. We have provided structure and support so that the administrative team and staff can address issues related to our special education program. We have continued to create the atmosphere for administration to improve the diversity of our workforce while also highlighting the need for diversity, equity, and inclusion to stay as a guiding principle in the work that the district wants to accomplish. And of course, we have tackled the challenges raised by the COVID-19 pandemic head on, with the focus on keeping our ICCSD family and the entire community healthy. During my tenure as a board member, I have served on many committees that have addressed the way that we are educating our students and helping them to grow. I was part of the Rethinking Discipline Task Force that restructured our discipline protocols, as well as the curriculum review teams for social studies, art, and music. These experiences gave me a look into how board policies impact our students, as well as the ability of our teachers and staff who work with our students in a enriching manner while also allowing me to offer input from the perspective of a parent of a former ICCSD student. I take it as a personal responsibility to work to represent the entire ICCSD community in my actions as a board. This was a keystone in my campaign 4 years ago, and it remains one today. If reelected, my top priorities would be to continue to represent the community in a way that instills trust, not in only myself, but the board as a governing body. It is imperative that we continue the work that we started that has allowed us to become a welcoming place for all our students, their families, and district staff. We must have board members seated at the table that are invested in continuing to see our district thrive. If reelected, I will continue to be that person. Thank you again for allowing me these few minutes to speak to you about my candidacy. Have a great day.
Hello, I'm Sheila Pinter, and I'm running for the Iowa City Community School District School Board. I was raised in Peoria, Illinois, and graduated from Peoria High School. Attended the University of Iowa as a student athlete before transferring to Oakland University in Rochester, Michigan, where I continued my academic and athletic pursuits. I went on to earn a Master of Science in Exercise Physiology and a Master in Public Health. I married my husband, David, whom I met at the University of Iowa in the ROTC program. My husband made a career out of the military, which afforded me the opportunity to experience several different jobs overseas and in the States. My husband and I have 4 children, and we moved to the district in the summer of 2018. My youngest daughter is now a senior at West High School. Our frequent moves exposed us to 9 different school districts, with our children attending school in 6 of these districts. I am the Senior Analyst, Population Health, for Healthcare and Insurance at the United States Office of Personnel Management, headquartered in Washington, D.C. My programs and policies, spanning 3 consecutive White House administrations, bring results and withstand the test of time and legal duress. My previous work experience includes prioritizing construction projects and ensuring access to parks and recreation facilities, and, as a military spouse, advocating for and leading families through multiple deployments while also navigating the challenges of single parenthood. I am seeking a seat on the school board primarily because of the experiences my own children went through while transitioning into the school district. I noted that the district was not in compliance with the military student identifier, and knowledge of the Interstate Compact was weak. The limited focus on mental health resources and supports available to our students was concerning to me prior to the pandemic. While I'm encouraged to see progress towards improvement in these supports, the pandemic has exacerbated existing mental health issues, increased the number of mental health diagnoses, and parents and teachers are reporting signs of new mental health concerns, not only in their students, but also in themselves. Additional progress requires a whole student approach, with active systems in place for students, teachers, staff, and administrators. We need to provide stability and predictability to our students, families, and teachers by supporting neighborhood schools, reducing transportation challenges, and truly embracing the village approach. By village, I mean the combined strengths of each of our agencies, organizations, and our diverse population. Our school nurse to student ratio must be improved, as well as the substitute pool, the number of paraeducators, and yes, teachers and administrators of color. I have the demonstrated skill set to identify and understand the problem and improve the culture of the organization through strengthened and strategic partnerships, inclusive messaging, and innovative solutions. I cannot overemphasize how critical mental health supports are in this community. The most recent mental health index recorded another increase in U.S. workers' risk of PTSD. As the Delta variant led to the resurgence of the virus, new mental health concerns emerged. While educators rank approximately in the middle of this stress table, the demographic with the highest level of stress is our post-secondary students. These are our future teachers. By creating an environment and attractive culture that visibly and actively provides the necessary supports required in the current workforce, we can construct a healthy workforce for our future. As a board member, I will work to ensure policies and protocols are in place and adhered to, that we get back to the fundamentals in education and stop the deterioration of test scores in the district. I am the candidate who is committed to improving the lives of others and has the heart and the passion to get it done. I believe education is a pathway to success and a key to an open mind. Please get out and vote. Your vote, your voice truly does matter.